Hi everyone, this is Leona. I am back with another video about crystals and I'm super excited about it. So, for my first video I did crystals for Aries, for Taurus and Gemini, crystals and health risks. And today I want to continue with Cancer, Leo and Virgo. And I have here with me also a presentation. I wrote all of these down with some pictures that I took. So that's gonna be nice, I hope. I hope it's gonna be more interesting and easier to follow. Let's see how it goes. So, try to see over here, then I can skip through all the slides. Yes. You can show up now. There you go. So here we go. It's really messy, but like this is already a little bit of a taste of my collection of crystals. I'm not going to use all of them, some of them are alternates, but this is a collection with crystals and health risk for your sign, Cancer, Leo. So let's see. For Cancer, well, you are ruled by the moon, and so how could you not have any other stone as your planetary stone or birthstone for a birthstone? Cancer, how can it be anything else but the moonstone? And so, like on this picture I have here, this is also moonstone, a little tarot card with a little bit of a meditation on it, of some affirmations. Let's see. Ah, there we go. I think it's a little clearer now. And here, trust your feminine side has much to offer. Go within to receive. Inspiration from the divine feminine. Your feelings and intuition speak the truth. Listen. Okay. So yeah, and maybe it's the angel of the divine feminine. So you're ruled by moonstone. So here's a little bit of an example. It's one of my moonstone earring. It's really nice. Little hanger thingy. With a praise moonstone. It looks like the color of the moon. Then you're also ruled by pearl. And this is my ring. I'm gonna show it. Hold it down. I can the light see it. Anything a little bit clearer. There you go. It's really beautiful. I think we all know what a pearl looks like, but just in case, I do like to give you a little bit of an example. Before we go on, if you are born in July, you have a birthstone, which is the ruby. A nice little red crystal. Just in case. So, a tarot oracle card with ruby on it. And it says, I feel vital strength of life. I feel vitality pouring through me, pumping my veins. I am thankful for living full of passion and energy. So, and there is one, this is suicide, but it's another angel card reading. It says, there you go. And it is the angel of receiving. So then the other birthstone for you July borns, also mentioned in websites. Here, this is the emerald. So, really nice green stone. I'm actually wearing one on my wrist today. I'll show you. It's not hard. Almost 2 million. This is the emerald. Like this. There you go. Really nice stone. Also, stone of wealth and prosperity. Card over here. I deserve an income that is unlimited with work that I love. I am successful in everything that I pursue. And here it is in Dutch. I'm just trying to translate on the spot. Leave your limiting ideas about money and let it go. Increase your financial success. Attract great wealth. Live in all areas of your life and live them in prosperity, and in abundance. And cherish authentic relationships. Again, I'm doing this on the spot, you know. Then, alright. This reflection. Here, the emerald. I have been working on you. Do you wish to increase your financial security? Trust that you have the ability to be successful and prosperous. Activate your inner entrepreneur. Believe in yourself and you will reach your goals. And this is the angel of prosperity. Now, seriously. Now, I think it's pretty obvious what you're gonna get with this emerald. Just finally, your talismanic stone, which is about protection and all of that. Just a little bit here. Your talismanic stone here is the sapphire, red. I do not have a red sapphire, but I do have a blue one, which is this. There you go. Now I did write a few things down also about health risks, so I'm gonna go back to the beginning. So here we go. Moonstone helps with fertility, pregnancy, just very nurturing, and your intuition, positive effects on your sleep and your dreams. So it can help you also with remembering dreams, I believe. Clear mind, making sure to get some emotional healing, and that's just all very, very nice. I'm gonna give a little bit of a cheat sheet over here, just a little. Moonstone is, intuitive and very strengthening and calming stone. It gives inspiration and it increases clarity of mind. Fertility and support during pregnancy. So I also think sometimes it said believe it said it was about not wearing it by a full moon or a full moon. I have it here. Yeah, it's in my book here. It says, which is by the way, the Dutch version, the translation of the Crystal Bible by Judy Hall. And here, it says women may need to take it off during a full moon. Energy may be a bit too strong and to shake you up a little bit too much emotionally, I believe. So that's just a little bit of this and that about your moonstone. Now, obviously, your other birthstone for Cancer is the pearl, which is a very gentle and cleansing stone. It provides peace, enlightenment, it encourages you to be honest, especially including towards yourself. It encourages you to be accepting, and especially about yourself and others. It encourages wisdom, integrity, understanding, and just inner growth spiritually. Deep emotional cleansing. There we have it again, because where the pearl comes from cleanse, from the sea. And the sea is usually a metaphor for emotions, especially in dreams. You have the sea or the ocean or any other body of water, especially if you go into the water in your dream, then it is often a metaphor again for your emotional world right now, and your emotional landscape. And so, yeah, of course, the moonstone in the pearl, a crystal from the sea, is a ruling planet for you, a planetary birthstone in Cancer. And also takes away feelings of guilt and sadness. You have your stomach and pregnancy. Again, pregnancy. Then we have ruby, which we just mentioned. Very energizing stone. It encourages a lot of vitality. The meditation affirmation on that card also said this as well. And so yeah, it activates your energy, encourages passion, enthusiasm, being very spontaneous and spontaneity. It gives you strength, vitality, and just clears the mind, helps you with your concentration. So I think maybe a little bit of Gemini in there could also profit from and benefit from the ruby. I do know that Pearl Moonstone and Pearl are also the birthstones of June for those of you Geminis born in June who also have Cancer, something in their charts. That's a really nice match. And it also forms a psychic shield around you, so protective against energies, invading energies that you cannot see and just sense and feel. And it encourages positive dreams and abundance also. Again, the element of dreams. So yeah, it's really nice. Then your sapphire. Purple version helps people who feel unstable. So I think I added that because I think since Cancer is a very sensitive sign and can be seen a bit unstable through the flows of the moon, the cycle of the moon that goes up and down, the ebb and flow of it, of the flow of the water. The word lunacy comes, of course, from moon, Luna, and so I thought that that would be a nice little detail to add to it. But for the rest of Sapphire, it's calming, provides insights, improves clarity of the mind and thinking critically, critical thinking. Again, the mind clearing, attracts abundance, and it also includes harmony. It gives you harmony between mind, body, and soul, which are coming from your mental health. So, especially emotional problems stemming from your mental health, and also my idea. I also, in my research, again in the Crystal Bible, I found that a pink agate or agate or agate, I don't know, some people pronounce it like this and that. I usually say agate. That feels right to me. If I'm completely wrong, you can also always let me know in the comments. But agate sounds weird to me, which is how I've also heard it pronounced. So pink agate is said to increase the bond between a parent and a child. So I thought that would be so suitable for Cancer. Cancer is the parent. Cancer is about nurturing and about children and taking care of kids. So your maternal instincts. So that would be another little tidbit. Then we're gonna go to the next slide. Let's see. Alright, now I'm gonna go to this one. Because this is so Virgo. I'm trying to find it. Yes. got it. I'm up to speed again. It's really. I can see some of it again, and I hope you can read along right now. I'm gonna have to move over here to the bottom right corner. There we go. So Cancer body parts are the stomach, the chest, breast, the esophagus, and some websites also mention female reproductive organs or the digestive system because of the link to nutrition. I do think that digestive system is more of a Virgo thing because it rules the intestines, especially small intestine. But I decided to mention it anyway because there might be a bit of an overlap between those two sources, those two sites. And so, yeah, the rest of it, you can see there's a list of Leo and Virgo body parts. So I'm gonna scroll further down. This is the Cancer. These are my bullet points for Cancer, and these are about health-related things for Cancer. So they need food for their moods. And a good nutrition or the lack of good nutrition can really determine everything about their energy level. Like you really need food more than the average human being. Like for you, it is like completely vital, not just physical survival, but emotional survival as well. Cancer is always linked to emotion in some way, and so nothing is going to be strictly physical when you have Cancer, a water sign. So you have again nutrition, and if you get very bad nutrition or very little food or just don't take good care of what you eat, then you get very cranky. You can get so moody and just not fun to be around. I have heard Cancers, they literally told me that. Like, oh, yeah, people can tell when I haven't eaten because I'm just such a moody little bitch and stuff. They literally said like that, moody bitch, in quotation marks. So yeah, they can also get very tired. So like, of course, everyone gets tired eventually from a lack of food, but for Cancer, your energy level, your blood sugar level drops rapidly fast without food, without having eaten properly. And so you can't get away with skipping meals like some other people might. Some people skip breakfast and just go straight to work or their school. Well, you can't. You absolutely can't. Or you're just like a shell of yourself or a complete monster, depending on what your mood is at the time. It's really bad. So, and of course, because the moon is dominant in Cancer, so the moon needs everything. It really needs to function tip top because the moon can function tip top. It is comfortable, and so they need everything to remain comfortable. You can also be in quite a mood in mornings, like just not having it until you have eaten properly and just or had your breakfast. But I added eaten properly because some people get up very late and it's not breakfast time anymore. Uh, so then they also have tendency to gain weight pretty much, or they really struggle to keep very healthy, steady weight, especially emotional happiness. Eating happens very often. Like when you get low emotionally, they tend to replace a healthy diet with comfort foods or overeating. Like you just don't stop caring. You just don't want to take care of yourself anymore. So you stuff yourself with all the sugar and the junk food and just stuff that is quick and easy to grab. And in turn, you kind of sink even further down into your mood because of it, Cancer. So it's definitely something that you should be cautious about and a bit, just watch out for it. Then also, Cancer can feel very nauseous from the intensity of their emotions. And so, I'm moving this in again so I can read along. And the problem is like there are things that they don't like or even hate or disgusted by or just scared of, and it can make them literally sick in their stomach. Like it is a figure of speech, obviously. A lot of people say if something is really, giving me this aversion. But for cancer, they literally feel sick or things like that. They can start feeling problem with heartburn and just their stomach just not being right. I feel like there's some sort of weight, a big ass rock inside their stomach that is sunk down inside of it, and they just feel it in there, and everything comes from there. So it's definitely something to watch out for. And also very, very common I've seen that children, and especially babies or toddlers, just very young, very little tiny kids, they have a very healing and calming influence on them. Like especially and even more when they're in need of someone. So like it's like when you can't really help yourself or heal yourself and really take good care of yourself, just having a living and breathing human being, like a tiny little, tiny little cute little being inside your, holding your arms, and you just feel alive again. Like this is my purpose. I'm going to make sure this little baby is protected, that they will be safe, that they will be strong, grow up strong, that they will end up in good hands. And so, like, taking care of little children kind of gives you life, so to speak. Even when you're very, very, very stressed out with depression and all of that. Both genders, or well, all genders actually, also including just old people with cancer, heavy energy, they all start to think of having children very early on, unless there is a lot of conflicting signs in their chart or a lot of very heavy hard aspects to these planets in Cancer. But usually there is definitely interest at a very young age, and like they love being, for instance, becoming a big brother or a big sister or a big non-binary, a them big person to big sibling. They really love that, and they take that as like so serious, like a serious task and job for them. Like I am gonna look out for my little sister or brother, my little sibling. I'm gonna make sure that they're safe. I'm gonna make sure that they grow up nice, that they feel secure, that they feel loved, and yeah, they just feel super responsible over their younger siblings. And this doesn't have to be by blood. With cancer and stuff about family, I will always say it doesn't have to be by blood. It's obviously the more obvious expression, but it can be about any family. So someone with very heavy cancer energy can, for instance, also feel this way about a close friend that feels like a younger sibling to them, and that kind of thing. Or, for instance, in the LGBTQ plus community, very often it is said like we get to pick our family. They as a quote, a big quote, and so yeah, obviously it's not by blood, but the feelings are still there, and so always they keep it in mind. Like whenever a description of cancer talks about family, always say it can be any kind of family, just people that feel like family to you. That's what I wanted to say. Um, yeah, they just dote on their sisters or their nieces and nephews. Like they love that kind of stuff. They're like excited over becoming uncle or very person. They just love that kind of stuff. And so they also might feel very comfortable with pregnancy or being pregnant. So more often than not, they feel happy instead of stressed out. I mean, Of course, everyone would feel stressed out at some point, but they generally feel more happy about it. Like they just love this idea that there's a baby, a living thing, like a living person growing inside of either them or their partner or a surrogate if that's how they get their pregnancy. Like it's just something that makes them just happy every day. You know, they look forward to it all 9 months, the full 9 months, and more. Um, let's see, what else could I have? Yeah, there is heartburn. I already mentioned that a little earlier up in the list, the good list. And Cancer people attracted to women or people identifying as female, especially love the breasts, like, and if not breast, then it's just the chest in general. So, in attraction to men, Cancer can be, some really nice chest, big, strong, big, yeah, so common that they can really just like breathe their heads into when they feel sad, when they need to be comforted, when they need someone to protect them and make them feel that it's okay again. They are attracted to that. So also, yeah, clingy nature and sticking to the familiar makes it very hard for them to break bad habits, such as a sugar or food addiction. Like they have a relationship with food, like literally, and yeah, it's obviously a relationship that lasts a lifetime, and it can be very it can fluctuate a lot, obviously, so it's a big thing for them. And also, what I've also found is that for those of you cancers or cancer people watching who have their periods, in combination with very heavy Scorpio or Pluto energy, or even both, especially aspects from Pluto to the Moon, or Moon in the 8th house, which also Scorpio influence, can immediately make you suffer from very heavy irregular periods. And so, yeah, Pluto obviously is about elimination, Scorpio as well, and of course, period is elimination. So, yeah, anyone who has their periods with heavy Cancer energy and Scorpio Pluto energy tends to also have very heavy periods and very irregular, and just they can go on for a very long time, longer than the average week, or just like they have trouble, they have to sleep a lot, yeah, like with super plus maxi pads and all that, because they bleed a lot and constantly. So, and they also feel a lot of pain in their stomachs, in their backs. Like periods are so intense for them in combination with Cancer combination with Pluto Scorpio energy. Then they kind of tend to sit on their emotions for too long, literally swallowing them or feeling swallowed up by these emotions. Like they just, these emotions pull them under into the metaphorical ocean. And so if this goes too long, actually it's really funny. They become super closed off to protect themselves. The hard shell. Cancers, of course, they have a shell. They're soft, fleshy, but they have the shell around them, the hard shell, and so that protects the soft flesh inside. And so they close themselves off and become kind of unexpressive emotionally, and just like their opposite sign, Capricorn. And this is especially the case if you are watching and you have a Cancer ascendant, like you, because your descendant will be Capricorn, and so this includes traits that you tend to disown and not feel comfortable with expressing openly. Let's see, is this all, or is this alright? Alright, almost done with Cancer. Look-wise, obviously, often I see a soft, translucent looking skin, very glowing. Um, obviously a lot of articles are written with white people in mind for physical descriptions, but I would say that any skin color would probably have a bit more of a glowy skin type. They can kind of have a lot of luster, like they can sweat a bit and just look like they just wet their face or just step out of the shower, a bit rosy and stuff like that. Um, so I try to include as much as things a little bit more neutral. It's very hard. I done a lot of research for about 8 years, and it's just so many of these descriptions are only talking about white people and their appearance. So yeah, I'm very sorry. It's kind of word. I do my best to be as inclusive as possible. And what I feel a little bit more comfortable about talking in general is the soft, round figure, especially face. They tend to, they keep their baby fat on for a pretty long time into their adult years, sometimes well into their adult years. Yeah, I mean, their face can also be kind of filled up. Like, you have these sunken faces when like no fat or whatsoever, and you just see someone's skull, the shape of it, the bone structure. And Cancer often have some their faces filled out, their cheeks especially, to make their faces more round. I have this actually a little bit, so yeah, you see a little bit more of a rounder shape. And yeah, the weight gain happens usually around the stomach area, the love handle, it's very common, and often large breasts or very prominent chest in some other way. And so, as for your Cancer ascendant especially, your Leo's second house makes you very proud of your values. Like Leo is a proud sign, and so your values, the second house, is something that you're proud of. Like you wear this as you wear this as a badge of honor, and like this is who you are. And yeah, you value positivity, traveling towards people who are very positive, very happy and positive disposition, and like smiles. And then you have your sixth house, the house of health, which is Sagittarius usually for Cancer ascendant, and may give you very prominent and full thighs, like broader hips, and weight gain that can actually go more towards your hips instead of the stomach or both. And yeah, just a huge round. Like if you have a combination of Jupiter and Sun also in your chart somewhere very heavy, you can have like a very wide beaming smile. So that was it for you Cancer, and I hope you enjoyed it. I hope this is giving you some new food for thought. I really liked it. I like this little presentation thing. It's very nice and calm and easy to keep up with for me. And yeah, I am kind of bummed about this little thing because yeah, I done a lot of research. I went through so many websites and forums and books and just physical description. It's very limited. So yeah, I try to keep it as general as possible. I hope it's something that you liked and kind of matches you, obviously. These were your crystals and your health risks. Then we are now go on to Leo. Cancer, Leo. There we go. Hi Leo. Here's your reading, the crystals and health risks for your sign. And I'm gonna start off. I forgot about said it in the beginning, but with your Sun, Moon, Venus, Ascendant ruler. in Cancer, or even just your sixth house of health in Cancer, and here for you in Leo. If you have it, then this would be interesting for you and helpful. So I have here my picture with a collection of stones and tarot cards, oracle cards with the stones on them, the crystals, jewelry, and give you an idea and a little taste of what you're going to get in your reading. So yeah, for August born Leos, or your birthstone is Peridot. This is also known under the name of Olivine, and this is what it looks like. This is one of my bracelets. And here we have a card actually under the name Olivine. And luck is the result of good thoughts and deeds. I count my own blessings. And so we have here. Let go of your feelings of impatience, jealousy, and frustration. Learn to embrace the situation around you and all the events around you and to work through them. Connect with your inner strength and your unlimited potential. Finish this off. Here's another one with a little picture of Peridot. Then the birthstone for Leo itself, not August but Leo, is the onyx. Over here. I show it like this. There we go. And this is a rough piece of it, a rough little chunk of onyx. And also your planetary stone, so which of course is for your planet, the sun, which this is clear quartz. This is also known as rock crystal, and so here it is, really nice, as you may have guessed, clear for the most part. Then I have two cards for you. I am a clear channeling love, light, and well-being. All longing, all needs and desires that are inside my heart will be met. And make room for goodness and well-being. Spread a loving friendliness. Increase clarity, peace, and understanding. Make sure to have more clarity in your mind and in your feelings. Are you trying to gain clarity? Do things seem hazy and dark right now? Is your path unclear or uncertain? A little bit against this reflection. Go within to see the positive in all circumstances. Focus on the matter at hand. Maintain loving thoughts surrounding your current life situation. This is the angel of clarity. It should give you a hint of what rock crystal or clear quartz is all about. And then finally, you have your talismanic stone for protection. this is the diamond. I don't have a diamond. Diamonds are expensive, not that easy to come by if you don't have that kind of money. But often the Herkimer diamond is used as an alternative, and that is the one on the card. And sometimes also the clear quartz again. This is a tiny, tiny one. And this is also because of its appearance. It looks very similar to diamond. A white topaz is sometimes also used for diamond. Again, because of its appearance. And so that just have a little alternative for you diamonds, or for you similar people like me who don't have that kind of money to spare. Anyway, and so yeah, there are many alternate stones that I found suggested, especially on the website where I usually order these things, and of course in the stores or on fairs. I mostly find amber very good, pyrite, and I would also add sunstone and cat's eye. And golden topaz, which is also sometimes referred as king topaz, and Leo is a royal sign. This is the pyrite. This is sunstone. So this is amber. Now I'm at it. I also have here a tiny little charm key hanger, cat's eye crystal, or cat's eye quartz. Cat's eye was actually my idea. Sunstone as well, because of course cat's eye, cat. Leo is a lion, cat feline, so a stone named after cats should be a good match, right? And also the sunstone named after your ruling planet. So I thought I would add the sunstone to the list. I'm not gonna go into its effects for the crystals, but I just wanted to show them. So then here we go. Peridot is a very protective and cleansing stone. Makes you assertive and more steadfast. And let's see. Yeah, protective and cleansing. It helps you see your own mistakes and to let go of feelings of guilt. And also it stimulates your metabolism, and it is also very detoxing. I don't think this is particularly a thing. I guess I'll mention it. And yeah, it says for heart. I am Leo heart. Also lungs, intestines, and eyes. Eyes for cats. So that's interesting. It's good for heart. It's very stimulating. Its influence of peridot can improve difficult relationships. It takes away negative patterns and relieves you from jealousy, resentment, and anger. Then onyx, that was the peridot again. And onyx. Here. Onyx is a supportive stone that gives strength. It increases feelings of responsibility, helps in stressful situations, relieving worries. It gives determination. It encourages analytical thinking, concentration, and having a down-to-earth attitude. It is healing for past life and past trauma. Worn around the neck, it is said to increase chastity. It is also good for your bones and teeth. And that's very, very important because I will mention that in another video for Capricorn. Capricorn and Saturn, which also rule by onyx, here rule the bone and the teeth. So there's the link. Then clear quartz. It's a very cleansing and healing stone. It regulates your energy level by giving and absorbing energy. Clarity of mind. You heard in all these affirmations that I just showed. It increases your patience, your vitality, willpower, clear thinking, and concentration. Protects against radiation. I would say possibly also electric radiation from your computer or other technology. It saves your energy, and it also brings your body a better, what would it be? Let's see. Exciting, huh? To a better balance. There you go. At a fair, the very first fair that I really learned about crystals, after once other time, the very first time that I really got back into crystals. It's also said that it helps relieve headaches and it can be helpful in acupuncture and helping treatment improve and be a little bit more effective. Hakma diamond or regular diamond is an energy charging stone providing creativity, blocks memories. It cleanses radiation, electronic. Removes stress from your body and helps remembering dreams, past lives info, your soul's purpose. It brings cohesion to your life. It creates relationships, and it's said to be a promise of faithfulness. Of course, a diamond wedding, of course, many years. So I would think that means being faithful to one another. Increases the energy of whatever it touches. So whatever positive energy comes from whatever crystal, if you have a diamond in the same area, using in the same healing, it would increase its effects. That's kind of the idea that the crystal Bible says. And so it doesn't need to be recharged, which is really nice. It's spot what needs transformation and heals emotional and mental pain. It also stands for fearlessness, invincibility, and bravery. And that's the combination of the diamond and Herkimer diamond in one paragraph, one section. Let's see here. Also for Leo. I'll go here. So Leo needs to find and follow their passion, creativity, and express them in some way, or risk becoming depressed. This is vital. Just like the sun. Without the sun, plants and earth dies, and so you need that kind of joy and to express kind of joy inside of you. Leo is like an eternal child, or they have a very strong inner child and childlike energy, and so they have to express that in some way. If not, and repressing that is really bad. It can really bring a Leo down very much, and you don't want to see that. You really don't. Risk of heart disease, failure, complications are caused by the heart not pumping blood through circulation properly. So, because Leo goes the heart, and I mentioned with the crystals that it's good for hearts, and that's what I actually thinking as I was talking about that. Also, spine or back injuries likely, just like backache, because the spine and the middle part of the back, except for the shoulder blades, are ruled by Leo. Not the lower or small of the back. That's Libra, by the way. But everything else is Leo spinal area, especially. So you really have to make sure to take care of your back. And again, if you like think of lions, they have a bit of a bigger upper body, and like they have a lot of weight on their backs, resting on their backs. And so, It kind of happens as well with you. You have a very strong spine, but you have also risk getting injuries to it or just pulling muscles there. Oh yeah, heavy negative emotions literally hurt their hearts. Like they get these bonds of really hard feelings, harsh feelings, and like constant twinges over strong emotion. They really do think with the heart. Like it's not just a figure of speech or an expression for them. Vulnerability is strong due to need for approval. This can also be caused by bad communication, not really communicating what you want properly. Mercury, planet of communication, is in its full in Leo, as far as I know. There's sites that say it's not, and some say it is. I will just mention it just in case. So yes, then we have here big upper body. I just talked about broad chest that can really puff out, radiating pride. Strong legs with that upper body, like the lion. I said it again, lion. Like I think with a lot of the signs that are named after an animal, you can just envision the animal and like I see some physical traits there. I'm not that versed in Chinese astrology, but I've seen a thing or two about that and the animals, the animal signs in Chinese astrology as well, having some sort of look for people with that sign. But yeah, especially with the astrology, any of the signs that are an animal, you may have some of these traits, physical and in personality. So yeah, hair often stand out by being big, puffy, curly, the typical lion's mane. We all know it. There is a race, I think, of lion, a breed of lions that does not have manes, but the traditional Lion King, Leo ascendant is especially obsessed with their hair. Like they will make sure it's perfect, and it is perfect, kind of fabulous. This is interesting. For the point, I feel. If their light is dimmed for too long at a time, they become sullen, melancholy, and withdrawn. Can't people cheer people up anymore or be a positive influence when their energy is depleted, which resembles the sun going down the horizon and it turns, night in your area and the sun goes down. They can appear aloof, like they're opposite Aquarius, because they feel like, what's the point? The point. And so, let's see. I'm gonna have to switch this one up again so I can continue reading. Yes. So if you're Leo ascendant, there are some additional points that I found for you. Your Virgo second house makes you want specific approval. Leo wants approval, and Virgo wants this to be specific. Like they know what they want to be complimented on. And with your Virgo, your second house of values, you really know that, and like that's what you look for. That's what you look for in other people to say to you. And you can you don't like just anything. The Virgo makes you a little bit more picky on this kind of thing. Like you really just really look around and see, like, try to distinguish what is real and what is not. Like you can get actually kind of suspicious when it feels like false flattery or just generic compliments. A lot more. So you're not just. It's not that easy to butter you up. Not as much as regular Leo energy. It's obviously still possible, very much, but less so. The Virgo who wants things to be specific. Wanting validation for being perfect, proper sign of perfection. Then your Capricorn 6th house, which is like your 6th house, as Leo ascendant, may just make you even more susceptible to depression. The sign naturally being melancholy. Backache can turn chronic or frequently recurring problem because Saturn's influence makes it long term. Saturn, the ruling planet of Capricorn, is about things that are chronic and long term or that just keep coming back. The long haul. So again, your problems in your back with your heart, any Leo problems that I just mentioned for your ascendant, with the combination of Capricorn influence on your health, these will be things that very likely chronic or just keep recurring. It's not just a one-time thing. There will also be likely more emphasis on hair and skin, and also teeth and nails. Possible problems with the joints, bones, teeth, or your sense of hearing. Another thing, this is kind of a Saturn thing I would read, is that heavy afflictions from Saturn can also kind of cause problems to come from your paternal side of the family, and especially grandparents and so on. Saturn is sign of father and of older people, elderly. So if there's any inherited health problems, these will likely be from your paternal side of the family, with Saturn is very heavy. Sense of hearing is because also the Ephraim is also by Saturn. So there you go. And I think it might also be because, of course, with the link to older people, the elderly, and one of the things that that regresses and kind of deteriorates when you get very old is your sense of hearing. So maybe that is a link, an idea about it too, and a possible reason. So that was it, Leo. I hope this was something that you can do something about, food for thought. I hope you really liked it. I really like this setup with the presentation. I put quite a time into it, but it was very easy to actually write up. And yeah, I think it's gonna be more fun to read and to read along with me. I hope. Yeah. Anyway, I hope you liked it, and see you next one. Bye. Then on to Virgo. Go. I have for you Virgo. I have here this picture that I took with some crystals for you that I'm going to show you a lot. I'm going to show a lot more. I'm going to move this thing again. Alright, so for you Virgos, let's see. I'm going to start off that any of you Virgos born in September, your birthstone for September is the sapphire. Really nice blue stone over here. It's a pendant. Really nice. It's really interesting. It was like this contestant from The Circle, an American show on Netflix. Featuring a little bit of social strategy with people locked inside a specific house, communicating over just social media. And one of the contestants there, a very prominent one, called himself Chris Sapphire. And I scrolled through his social media, and what do you know? He's a Virgo, born in September. So I mean, you don't make stuff like that up. It's just really cool. Then okay, so we're gonna go continue. Your birthday for Virgo itself, so I had the birthstone for your month, September. There's also a birthstone for Virgo itself, and that is the carnelian. Here we go. This a little cage pendant with a carnelian inside. Really nice. I also have here a little meditation, a little tarot oracle card. Let's see if I can read this against reflection. Are you involved in a creative project or thinking of starting one? You are fertile with good ideas and the ability to conceive something magnificent. I'm just gonna read it like this, sorry. Have the courage to take action to make your dreams come true and allow yourself time to create. This is the angel of creativity. Alright, I found it. Decided to do this anyway. It's also Canadian, also a Oracle card deck. Dutch affirmation. Creativity pours creativity pours right through me in numerous ways. I bravely make sure my dreams and ideas will be realized. Here it says, again, I'm translating on the spot now. Activate your creativity, finish projects, realize your unlimited potential, develop your ability to visualize, find the courage to fulfill your life's purpose. And just because it's pretty, another picture of chameleon. So then we go on to this is your okay, yeah. Let's see. Plantar stone citrine. Your plantar stone is citrine. Your talismanic stone is zircon. And okay, citrine is your planetary stone. Citrine. This really lovely, warm yellow, golden yellow stone. I really like it. Really nice crystal. I have two of them here. Are you lacking confidence? What do you find difficult to accept about yourself? Alright, I'm just gonna have to read it like this. Acknowledge your magnificence and focus on what you do well to increase your self-esteem. It is safe to be powerful in a loving way. Shine your light to reach your full potential. And this is the angel of self-confidence. It should give you a bit of a sign of an idea, a little hint of what citrine is about. I am courageous and shine my light brightly for all to see. I am confident in my abilities. I believe and respect. I love. I honor and respect myself for who I am and what I can do. I willingly allow others to see my magnificence. There you go. This one in Dutch. Also a little bit of affirmation. I am courageous and confident. I can rely on my own strength and my own power. I can be, or also mean, it says, I can show my personal power safely. Power safely. Increase your confidence and be aware that you are allowed to exist. You're allowed to be here. Remember your divine essence. Increase your mental clarity. Radiate happiness, enthusiasm, and just more happiness. Let your light shine. That's the rough translation spot from Dutch. So now we're gonna talk through all of its meanings. There's one that I don't really have a lot about, sadly. I can't really say a lot about it, which is the zircon, your talismanic stone. There's not a lot about it, but I will start from the beginning. The sapphire is the stone of wisdom, calms the mind and dispels negative thoughts and tension. Gives peace and serenity, harmony between mind, body, and soul. Attracts abundance. Worn on the throat, it helps expressing yourself. Purple version helps people who feel unstable. And the blue one helps speaking the truth, being on the right spiritual path, with wisdom and insights. I include the purple one also. I also use the sapphire for the Cancer reading, where it's more about your emotions being unstable, but here it's more in your mind for Virgo. Virgo is ruled by Mercury, the sign of the mind and your thoughts, and so purple sapphire could calm all these endlessly ruminating thoughts in your head and the anxiety especially. Carnelian. So yeah, that was the sapphire. No. Sapphire. And for your carnelian, grounding and revitalizing stone. Helps your vitality, circulation, and voice. And it is powerful against nightmares. It takes away lethargy, nerves, feeling of a heavy heart, infection, and fever. Improves creativity, starting of projects. It said on the affirmation as well, and also good ideas. The fever and infection thing is probably because carnelian is also the birthstone of Aries, and Aries is very hot, very heavy, and very prone to headaches and fever and infection and being inflamed. So that's why that is in there. So if you also have Aries on your chart, you will very likely recognize that in yourself. Then also your planetary stone is of course the citrine that I just showed you. This is a very warm and energizing stone, a stone of abundance. It will also help with just creating more prosperity in your life, attracting it especially. Now, I'm mostly kind of all of this stuff about prosperity or wealth attracting. I kind of tend to frame it as that you make smarter decisions financially about your money, which means that you, of course, become richer, or you just get windfalls, or just get financial help from other people, or in other kind of ways that will save you money. I feel it's likely something like that, especially of course Virgo is an earth sign. I talked about this a lot with Taurus in my previous video, and of course Taurus is also an earth sign and very much about money, and so I feel that is more of the thing about attracting money, that so many things about crystals and law of attraction and all of that say. Sorry. I do not have corona, don't worry. Allergies. So yeah, it carries the energy of the sun. It really looks like the sun, very sunny, really warm. I'm actually kind of surprised that I haven't really seen it mentioned that often as a stone for Leo. But anyway, it is about healing and inner and outer pain, and it positively affects your mind and also just makes you happy. It absorbs, transforms, and grounds negative energy. And it's also good for the environment. It protects the aura, and it also teaches you how to, like I just said, attract wealth and fortune into your life. Then finally, oh wait, I'm not done yet. Wow. Then also it solves group and family conflicts. It is very motivating energy. It increases creativity and expressing yourself, especially when worn as a pendant. So I don't know if it would also count for a necklace because I have one. I guess, but it says pendant, so and also it helps your concentration, which is of course very good for a mental sign of like Virgo. And just finding the right solution to things. Virgo can ruminate over all of these things so much to make sure their choice is perfect, the decision is perfect, it's the right thing. So maybe Citroen can help you just feel positive in making that you make the right decision. Then your talismanic stone for protection, the zircon. This is the only stone that I do not have a picture of or anything like that. So sadly I'm gonna have to do it like this. So it protects against negative energy and cleansing, a very activating energy. It helps with the nervous system. Like this is one that I like highlighted in my book my notebook when I was making the notes for this and gathering the information. Virgo is about nervous system. So it helps separating the important from the unimportant and clear thinking, which is obviously really good for Virgo, again the mental sign. It is also about unconditional love, against love for self and others. Okay. It is supposed to be for others, of course. It is the stone of virtue. It helps against jealousy, possessiveness, and encourages letting go of an old love to make room for a new one. Then we're gonna go to this page where I wrote some notes about health-wise for Virgo. And Virgo is a sign of health and healing naturally because it links to the sixth house health. So I think you guys would be very curious about what I have to say. Anyway, Virgo often have Virgos or people with Virgo energy heavy. They often have gut feelings about their health, their body, and well-being due to ruling set body parts. Virgo rules the intestine, so the phrase "go with my gut," like that is just key for Virgo. Like they live by that, and if they don't, then they should, because their health usually leads them into the right direction. Their health doesn't, like concerns about health, it doesn't really lead them astray much. It can, of course, sometimes they can become kind of hypochondriac or just super afraid and anxious about their health, but most of the time, listen to what your gut is saying. If you have very heavy Virgo energy in your charts, like you really have to. If all things fail, if you really can't make up your mind, if it's just super anxious, you really don't know what to do. Well, what is your gut saying? Very vulnerable to I think it's kind of continues into this point. You're very vulnerable to health problems caused by stress, unresolved feelings or problems, negative emotions that don't get expressed, excessive worries, and just the need to be perfect. Like, I don't want to say like this is all in your head, because of it can definitely also be a physical thing, but there's also a very high chance that some of your problems may be psychosomatic. I think that's the word. Like problems of the like anxiety and things of your mind that kind of manifest in and show itself in just physical problems and health problems. But of course, when in doubt, always go to a doctor. I forgot to say that in the beginning of the video, but obviously, always go to a doctor if you are in doubt. Also, strong interest in health, lifestyle, body, nutrition, medicine, or at least talent for it. If you know, there's stuff that you may have talent for, but you just aren't really interested in it. And you can go to the other extreme and just be very messy, not grooming, just being a slob, and just sometimes just this is sometimes through just feeling unworthy of being healthy, of feeling like these worries of your state of your mind reflects how healthy or unhealthy you look. Then finally, many Virgos or with very strong Virgo energy, they like many of them are vegan, like vegetarian, or they've tried it, or they've just been interested, like they've been playing around with the idea of maybe I should go veggie or vegan, you know, or they may just prefer biological foods, fair trade products. This is especially if you're reading this as a Virgo ascendant with your Aquarius 6th house of health and lifestyle. You may need specific diet due to food allergies, and that's why you're super nervous, super sensitive to certain foods, and really overreactive to foods. Virgo often loves natural beauty, so have little to no makeup, or just looking natural. Because just a little secret, some makeup can look super natural, like you really wouldn't tell. Would look like someone just has very nice glowy skin. So that too is involved. It's not just no makeup, also just the feeling that it is natural. Someone would look like someone just naturally glowing skin, or they just went for a nice little walk or something like that. Damn it. There you go. Also, cosmetics made from plants or from earth, or just natural products, natural ingredients, can be very appealing. So, like a green line, green health stores and cosmetic stores, green drug stores, that kind of thing. Sometimes also through allergies. They also may have like longer limbs, longer face. This is like similar to other mutable signs. The other mutable signs for people watching who aren't into astrology, mutable signs are Gemini, Virgo, Sagittarius, and Pisces. Yeah, they prefer looking neat or appropriate for the occasion, even if it does like old ragged clothes for painting the house, make clothes that can get stained and dirty, and that's fine. That's also dressed to the occasion. It doesn't have to be just a fancy clothing, and just being proper, basically. Like someone doesn't have to be luxurious or like super business like career person oriented. Just proper, like just they know where they're going. They know what they've dressed up for. And so yeah, they can now that I'm talking about this anyway. They often do look good in uniform, work clothes, or formal clothing. I would say especially in like a uniform or work-related clothing, because of course the link to the sixth house that Virgo always has, and house of just work and being an employee, and just also earth tones because it's earth sign. And more often than not, they're thin built or just very slender. Obviously not always, but more the often than not. I usually will just say it like that. So if you are a Virgo ascendant watching this, there are a few other things specifically for you that I wrote down. With your Libra second house of values, there is even more emphasis on looking good, on looking beautiful, making your environment look good and pleasing. You acknowledge the good someone's done, and you are very specific with compliments. So like, you will not just say, "Oh, nice hat." You will like say like, like makes it suits the shape of your face, or I don't know. Yeah, I love the lipstick. You look very alive in it, or like it pops, something like that. Just very specific, and if it's about like personality, like you're just a very you have a very vibe. They might say something like, "Oh, you just have a very natural, vibrant personality and very energetic. I like that. You're very happy. You look happy. Stuff like that." Um, Also, you value fairness. Of course, the second house is values, things that are super important to you, to your heart, like core things that are very much non-negotiable for you. And yeah, fairness is very big, very high on your list, way up there. Now, with Virgo rising ascendant, this is rising and ascendant is used interchangeably, at least by me. So usually you have Aquarius on your sixth house of health, and of course, as a Virgo ascendant, your sixth house is really important. Also for this reading. You probably also like just the product, like green, ecological, or just help society in some way, like a portion of revenue going to a certain charity, like merchandise that is, of course, as stuff for charity, or you may really be involved in this kind of activism or raising money for a certain cause. That really attracts you. Aquarius is a very idealistic sign, very society oriented, very especially for the underdog, for the lesser man or woman or person. I guess I said that. And so yeah, you if it is in some way benefiting for society or for again marginalized groups in some way, you love purchasing it, and you love to just make your money go to some goal that makes the world a better place for other people, especially people like you. Um, Support, yeah, again, I just said it here, like you support things that make the world a better place, and like also workplaces, maybe things with a certain ideology or way of doing the work, way a business is run. Like you could never, for instance, say you're in advertising, you could, with that Aquarius sixth house influence, you could never advertise for a product that you have used yourself and you don't like. Like, if you don't believe in that product, you've seen it just does absolutely nothing for you, or it's even really bad, then you could never do that. You really want to support businesses and causes that really suit your values. They really line up with your values and with, again, helping society in some way. Well, the activism. Yeah, you also just like the story behind the product or cuisine. So, yeah, again, if you talk about businesses, they always have the page like about us, you like, seeing the history of how this business came about, how whoever owns it started it up, and how it just grew into something, and what it stands for, that kind of thing. You like knowing that these people have a vision in mind. Aquarius is also very much about hopes and dreams. This is the 11th house area, especially, and so yeah, you really like it when someone have done this through a vision. They saw what they wanted and they made it happen in some way. Alright, I see I have gotten reached the end of this document of my little presentation. So this is the end for you, Virgo, at least in this presentation. I hope you really like this. I hope this has given you more ideas about your health, about crystal. Maybe if you're interested in trying some of them, maybe just like, hey, which ones would I find very pretty? Maybe this one could be something to try out first. And yeah, I really enjoyed this reading. I especially like this layout with the presentation. And I think it's just a lot of fun and more easier to keep up with and to read along with, especially since my videos are always long. So maybe this will help with all the examples and just keep your attention. I hope. Anyway, again, hope you liked it, and I will see you in my next video. Bye. And if you still watching, in general, this was my video, and I have worked on it pretty hard, tech, especially with tech issues that are constantly there, especially with my equipment. So I pray that this is happening okay, because I really want to make these videos. I have so much content, I have so much notes and everything. Well, yeah, constantly having to go through so many tech issues to make this happen. It spoiled a lot of my mood. I just don't feel motivated. I know that I'm just gonna spend so much more time getting around and past all of these tech issues with my equipment and my computer and my internet and my data in order to make this. And so always it's intense to do this. I like it, but yeah, I feel kind of emotional always making this stuff. I hope this is all working out. And this was a nice video for you all. And I will see you in my next video. Bye bye.